Guys, welcome to my newest video for today. I know it's been a couple of months since my last video. I've decided just to wait until now to do one because I wanted to combine everything into an update. So I'm going to do like a Blu-ray update, a what I've watched video, and just a general vlog. Um, Mainly because I really only got a small selection of Blu-rays and it was like not really worth it to do it on its own. So I figured I'll just do an everything update. So what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to do the Blu-ray first, and then I'll do the like reviews and that later. So if you only want to watch what I picked up in the last couple of months, um, then you don't want to watch me talk about movies, then like what I've watched, then yeah. So this is probably going to be a reasonably sized video because I've done more watching than anything else. Um, so just again, because I don't have the funds to keep up with my previous Blu-ray buying habit, so I've taken this basically as an excuse to watch everything that I've accumulated in the past few years, and um, so yeah, basically what I've been doing is I've had stuff while I've been doing new work, I've had stuff going on in the background, and yeah, I've been doing it that way, just even though that has been a bit dangerous because um, if I've had like a TV show episode on and I've been doing like my assignments, I've been finding the TV show more entertaining than actually doing my assignment. So it's probably not a good thing to be doing, but it, yeah, I just find it's an easy way to do things. So yeah, but anyway, I'll just get straight into what I picked up. So and then yeah, I can get into the reviews. Basically, I only have 6 titles that I have to show, and this is everything that I've gotten since my last update. Which yeah, I've really been like I've really slowed this down. So I will just get into the Blu-rays, and the first two there was sort of ones I didn't really need to buy, but I wanted to get in on the Disney um, buy one get one free deal because it was done through Sanity, Australian retail store here in Australia. So I just got 2 titles that I obviously didn't have, and it worked out cheaper than actually getting them like individually. So the ones I got as part of that deal that I didn't have was 101 Dalmatians and Pinocchio. Because I previously had these on DVD, but when I sold off most of my DVDs, I wanted to upgrade them. So I do want to try and get like as many Disney films on Blu-ray as I can. Because I sort of want to do it like a watch all the Disney's full um like staying from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and work my way through to Frozen. So I don't know if that'll ever happen, but it's what I'd like to try and do one year. So yeah, so these are just 2 that I added to the collection. Um, Obviously I've seen both of these. 101 Dalmatians, oh, wrong one. 101 Dalmatians was more recent, and um, yeah, I saw this a few years ago. I watched this on my DVD copy, but it has been years since I've seen Pinocchio, so I I was probably like in kindergarten the last time I did actually see this. So, but yeah, that's just 101 Dalmatians and Pinocchio. And then speaking of Frozen, this is what I was actually waiting for to get because I wanted, just because it's going to be like the last Blu-ray that I get for a while. And I had ordered this through Amazon US because it was coming out today in Australia, like the 30th. I'm filming this, and I wasn't sure if I'd be able to get into town to pick it up, so I just decided to order it, and it was basically the equivalent of what I would pay here, and so I finally got it. It's basically because I wanted the slipcover. It's like that, and also I just I do have really reward points if anyone from the any of my subscribers from the United States wants to use that. I'm giving a free code. So this one, it has no use for me whatsoever. So I don't know if you can. Let me try that way. If you can read that, but yeah, help yourself to that. Whoever gets it first, if they want it. So, but yeah, I absolutely loved Frozen. I saw this at the start of the year, and and as soon as I saw it, I pretty much went out and got the soundtrack, and I've had Let It Go on a pretty consistent repeat cycle. So, but yeah, I can't wait to rewatch this again. So, and that one is Frozen, and then I got Gravity, which again I saw at the cinema last year. I really loved it. In my top 10 favorite films of last year. Yeah, not much else I can really say that hasn't already been said. I love both Sandra Bullock and George Clooney in this, and yeah, I just thought it was a really like tense sci-fi thriller. I think that's what, I don't know if you'd call it, maybe not necessarily thriller, but just the whole claustrophobic atmosphere of this film. And yeah, I just thought it was really great, and yeah, and I did rewatch this recently as well. So once I got it on Blu-ray, so that one is Gravity. And then I got The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. I haven't rewatched this, so I did see it at the cinema, but I'm probably going to wait until Mockingjay Part 1 comes out later this year, and then like watch like the first Hunger Games, then watch this before I see Mockingjay. I still actually need to read the book first, so I have to get on top of that. Maybe during uni break or something. I don't know. But yeah, I picked this up. I again love this film. I liked the first one, but I think this one was even better. And yeah, so Catching Fire. And the last of my Blu-rays is Thor: The Dark World. I loved loved this film. I saw it twice in the cinema, one in 2D and then one in 3D. Mainly because I wanted an excuse to see it twice. So and then, which I'll get into with my reviews, I again watched this in yeah, I again like this one better than the first one, and yeah, I don't really have much else to say. I'll go into a bit more depth when I do my reviews. So that is Thor: The Dark World. So that is everything that I've picked up Blu-ray wise. Yeah, it's really tiny compared to my usual hauls, but but as I mentioned, I'm a uni student and I really don't have that much money. So yeah, Frozen's like the last pickup I'll be doing probably until around August, because hopefully I will be going to Melbourne um, for a couple of days so I can see Les Mis on stage, and I do want to have some money, also like set some money aside, just do a little bit of spending. Again, not much, but my next Blu-ray update probably won't be until end of August. So but yeah, so if you only wanted to see the Blu-rays, that's it for the Blu-ray update. So thank you if you decided to stick around for anyone to stick around for this part. And now I'm just going to jump straight into the reviews, because I've actually watched quite a fair bit of movies in the past 2 months. So just getting my letterboxd in, and if you're curious, I am, what's my profile? Time Lady 42 on letterboxd. So and so going back to March, at the start of March, actually around the same time, I actually got my Blu-ray of Thor: The Dark World. I did a mini like Avengers marathon. I watched the first Captain America film, Avengers. No, it was Captain America, Thor, the Avengers, then Thor: The Dark World. I was planning to keep it closer to when Captain America 2 came out, which I did see, but I'm going to leave the cinema reviews until after the main movies that I throw out of my own collection. So basically, I rewatched those films, and I love the Marvel films. I don't really know which one, like particular set of movies, is my favorite. The Avengers, out of all of them, the Avengers is still my favorite. Because I love the Avengers, and I'm so excited for Avengers 2. And yeah, I've seen the film so many times, and I just love it each time I see it. And and I actually think Captain America: The First Avenger, that one grows on me as well with each time that I watch it. I mean, I love like liked it the first time I saw it, and each subsequent viewing. Um, I mean, I like it more than Iron Man 2. I'll put it that way. But like with Iron Man 2, it gets better each time I do rewatch it. And yeah, Thor, I loved basically the first time I saw it, and I think Thor: The Dark World is, I enjoy it better than the um, first one. And even though I still think it's like out of the second phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Thor: The Dark World is my favorite still out of what's come so far. Just basically because I think compared to the first one, the characters had more to do, like, and I think they were able to expand on it more rather than like with the first one, which was in, introductory, like introducing all the characters. And yeah, I just loved like the Dark World. So that was that one. And then I watched a film I actually hadn't seen before, which was From Here to Eternity. The main reason that I wanted to see it was because it was the best picture for 1953 at the Oscars, and yeah, I thought it was very good. Um, it's been a while since I've seen it, so I can't quite remember the details. I do remember thinking Frank Sinatra. Um, his performance in that was incredible. I believe he got Best Supporting Actor for that film. Because I know it got quite a few like nominations and awards, and I'm pretty certain he got Best Supporting Actor. And yeah, I think he was probably my favorite part of the whole film. Like just the like his character story, and I did think um that I also liked how the characters all entwined, because I think from memory they all have their own separate stories, and then they all link up, like because it's like set in the days before Pearl Harbor, so it's sort of like you've got your different storylines, and then you've got the main event, and then like everyone's all linked up, which I did actually like. And but yeah, I thought From Here to Eternity was a very good film, and yeah, so then um the next few films are ones that I have seen like previously on Blu-ray. Um, I rewatched My Fair Lady, which is my favorite film of all time. I just love it. It's yes, it's a 3 hour film, but for me, it does not feel like 3 hours. And um, yeah, I don't know, I just love it. It's yeah, it's a classic. Audrey Hepburn is, I think she does a really great job as Eliza Doolittle. Even though I do kind of wish they had let us in though, because I think that would have, yeah, I think that's the only thing, because it's not her actual singing voice. Even though, to be honest, not so much with Audrey Hepburn, because Julie Andrews originally played her on Broadway, and I know there's many people who would have liked her to have gone on to film as the film version, but because she wasn't an established like well-known actress at that time, they got someone who was well-known, and because I think after, because this one, My Fair Lady, was after Breakfast at Tiffany's, which is another great film. Um, and I think but I suppose if she'd got done um, My Fair Lady, she wouldn't have done Mary Poppins, and then subsequently Sound of Music. So I think it all played out pretty much. So but yeah, I just love My Fair Lady. You know, Audrey Hepburn, Rex Harrison. It's yeah, it's a great movie. Um, and then I rewatched Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Yes, it's cheesy, but I like it. It's fun. Um, and you know, it's a pretty reasonably quick watch. So but you know, I love most of Andrew Lloyd Webber's musicals. So yeah, that one's the sort of like particular favorite I like to rewatch. And so I did that, and then I watched Matilda, which I have not seen in years. I mean, I always liked the movie. I don't think I've ever properly read the book. I remembered starting to read it, but I don't know if I actually finished the book. So, but I do love the movie. It's heartwarming. I think that's the best way I can describe it. And yeah, it's yeah, it's one of my favorites from when I was a kid. So, um, Matilda, and then speaking of Andrew Lloyd Webber musicals, I rewatched Cats. Um, again, it's I don't know how to describe Cats, because I know there's a lot of people who hate this particular musical, but I've always been partial, fond of it. So um, yeah, I love it. I mean, it's yeah, I don't know. So that that was at the end of March. So now going into this past month, um, I watched while I was home for the holidays. I watched a few films. So I watched Toy Story. Because at that point I had been planning on again doing like Pixar movie watch, like starting from 1995, going all the way through to the most recent Pixar film, which I can't remember at the top of my head what that one was. Was Brave the most recent Pixar film? I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I only ended up watching Toy Story, which again, it has been a while since I've seen all the way through. But I do love, like, because going back, you sort of I don't know, it's just always because I know I think I've said that Toy Story 2 is my favorite, uh, or was just Toy Story 3 was my favorite. I know for the longest point I loved Toy Story 2, and then but now when I rewatch the earlier ones, you sort of can't quite decide which one you like more. Um, I have to watch 2 and 3 again, but I think after I saw 3, I think I said that like that one was my absolute favorite out of the trilogy. And but yeah, I just love Toy Story. It's yeah. So Toy Story, and then I rewatched the first X-Men film. Because again, I was planning on doing a rewatch for Days of Future Past, which I still want to see, but I have to see how my money holds out, whether or not I get to the cinema. Um, but yeah, I did watch the first one, and again, X-Men 2 is my favorite, but I didn't get to that one. But I still like the first one. I think for an introductory movie, it does serve its purpose. So yeah, and then I watched the original The Day the Earth Stood Still, which again I had seen, but like I hadn't watched my Blu-ray copy of it. But yeah, I did like that one the first time I saw it, and it's still good on a rewatch. So um, then I watched Cloverfield, which I had never seen before, and I actually liked it. I know it got a huge hype around the time it came out, like in 2008, but I liked it. I think I would have been interested in seeing it like at the cinema, like just to get that feel. But I still liked the way it played out on like the story, and like I thought the effects on that particularly were quite good, and yeah, it I liked it. So um, I mean I know like with the whole found footage craze, I think a lot of people are like getting sick of them, but I thought this one did the found footage pretty well. So um, Cloverfield. And then I did or I shouldn't say rewatch because I only ever seen part of the first or most of the first Spider-Man film, but I'd never seen 2 or 3. I'm of course talking about the Tobey Maguire film. Um, I actually really enjoyed them. As again, I was planning on doing like a rewatch and then doing Amazing Spider-Man and then seeing Amazing Spider-Man 2, but I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, I liked the Spider-Man trilogy. I think the first one is my favorite out of the Tobey Maguire films. I know a lot of people love not love sorry, love the second one, but they're iffy on the third one. I thought the third one was okay. Similar in vein to X-Men: The Last Stand. I don't mind it. I can see why people don't like it, but same with Spider-Man 3. I can see why they don't like it, but I actually, good way to spend a couple of hours. Um, and Spider-Man 2, I liked, but yeah, I think the first one is still my favorite. And then I watched Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which I had never seen before, and again, I liked it. Um, I just wanted like an action film, and then it was like some way to spend a couple of hours. So and yeah, and I was like, I thought Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie actually worked quite well together, and yeah, it was entertaining. So and then I rewatched Evita, now that I truly love the musical. Um, I know a lot of people don't really care for Madonna's portrayal as Eva Peron, but I thought she did a good job in this, and I like Antonio Banderas. Is that the name of the one who plays she or Che? I'm not 100% sure. The narrator, main narrator in the musical. Um, I like it. I know it's changed a bit from the stage production, but I do like the film. So, and then I watched The Darkest Hour, which I know got a lot of um negative reviews, but and I know it was. I can sort of see that it was watchable, but yeah, I think I don't know. I didn't think there was really much to the story. It seemed really like not much was happening. To be honest, I know there was like an alien invasion, but yeah, I don't know necessarily that I was really paying that much attention to what was going on. But yeah, the storyline just sort of seemed um, yeah, like there wasn't. I didn't really think much of the plot at all, to be honest. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I'll necessarily rewatch that one again. Um, I mean, it was good for what it was, but it was. I think it was watchable, but yeah, I don't think I'll. It's more of a one-time watch thing. So, um, and then I started on towards last few days. I started on a Star Trek rewatch with the motion picture. Um, yeah, and motion picture is not the greatest film in the franchise, but as a starting point, it's it does its job. So, but yeah, I want to start like motion picture and work my way through into like original crew, Next Generation, and then J.J. Abrams films. So I started with that, and I think I'm just going to spread these out each weekend. So um, watch one Star Trek movie, like either on Saturday or on a Sunday, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, basically. So that, and then I rewatched Phantom of the Opera at Royal Albert Hall. I love this. I love Phantom of the Opera. I've seen it on stage. I saw the and I actually went to see this particular production um, when they were doing the cinema screenings. Like I made a trip to Sydney just to see it, and yeah, I love it. It. I know a lot of again a lot of people don't like the 2004 movie version, but I like it. But yeah, this one is like obviously it's a stage production, um, so it's basically it's like how you would see it if you went to see it on West End or on a stage production. So um, yeah, and I think the only one that I don't necessarily like out of this is Love Never Dies. I did not see the point of doing a like a sequel to it. It was fine the way it ended. But yeah, I didn't watch Love Never Dies, so I will not talking about that. And then I rewatched Spaceballs. I love Spaceballs. It's one of my favorite comedies. Um, yeah, it's a great parody. Like pretty much like yes, it's essentially a Star Wars parody, but you get references to other um, movies, like you get Star Trek references and things like that. So yeah, I love it. I've already talked about it before, so I won't necessarily go into it again. And the last of the regular movies that I watched was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, because I'm doing a rewatch of Harry Potter, and like again like with Star Trek, because it's been a couple of years since I've done a full rewatch of the film. So yeah, that was all the movies like I watched out of my collection, and just briefly the movies that I saw at the cinema. I saw first Captain America: The Winter Soldier, which was awesome. Um, this is essentially what made me excited for Avengers 2. I mean, I was already excited, but the mid-scene credits um, that in the like at the end, yeah, that just sort of made me just yeah, can't wait for Avengers 2. And again with Captain America, the fallout, especially in regards to Agents of Shield, has been amazing. And yeah, I'm so glad I'm not that I was actually in danger of giving up on the show, but I'm glad I stuck with it. Because yeah, it's just awesome now. So and yeah, it's just how they've like continued on with the fallout, with like with Hydra and that. So, but yeah, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I only saw it in 2D, so I can't obviously say what it was like in 3D. But yeah, it was just awesome, action paced. I loved Falcon. I thought he was. Um, I don't know much about the obviously the comics and that. So I think they did make some changes with his character, but I thought he was awesome. And yeah, so I think I think Thor: The Dark World is my favorite out of the sequels, but Winter Soldier would be straight after that because I think it would go Dark World, Winter Soldier, and then Iron Man 3. I think would be my order. Um, so that was that one. That was at the start of April, and then or like the start of this month. And then I saw Divergent. I've never read the book, so I can't really compare on the like compare it to the first book, but I thought it was pretty decent. I was entertained, so and I should really get around to reading the book because I do have it. It's actually at home right now, so I don't have access to it. But um, yeah, I suppose it's enough incentive to actually read the book. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. So yeah, and the last movie that I saw at the cinema was The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and yeah, this is the one that I missed out on rewatching Amazing Spider-Man because I went and saw it last week, and I had been, as I said, been planning to rewatch the first one to go see the second one, and then a bunch of people from my school ended up going out to see it last Tuesday, and I had rehearsed, like I didn't have rehearsals that Tuesday, so I was like, you know what, I might tag along. So um, yeah, and yeah, it was awesome. I did not see the ending coming, but apparently they were like, if you've read the comics, then you knew it was happening. But I was like, I haven't read the comics, so yeah, that ending was just heartbreaking. But um, yeah, I did think it was better than the first one, but I liked the first one. So I know some people were a bit like iffy on the whole Amazing Spider-Man reboot. Um, I suppose I'm a bit more partial to it because I hadn't properly seen the Tobey Maguire trilogy. With, um, uh, Oh goodness. Yeah, I thought I'd lost the whole thing. My computer just I think the screen was inactive. So but yeah, I did think it was a very good sequel, and I'm interested in seeing because they pretty much set it up for a third one, so that's going to be interesting to see. So yep, that's for the cinema reviews, and now based on the TV shows just quickly. I have been watching a lot of TV. Um, yeah, so basically I caught up on Game of Thrones, which is awesome. Especially the second episode of series 4. Um, it was worth it just for that moment. Um, and I also caught up on Person of Interest. So that's been pretty. That's another of my favorite shows right now. So yeah, Game of Thrones, Person of Interest, and then just other shows like I finished off Mighty Morphin Power Rangers season 1, which I've been watching a few episodes at a time since January because I restarted watching it. Um, when I first got the first volume of season 1, I watched like the first disc, and then I didn't continue on with it. And then when I got the complete box set, I wanted to go through it all the way and like rewatch it. So I've just started on season 2, but I will talk about season 2 whenever I finish that. But yeah, it was interesting going back on season 1 because there's so many episodes I actually hadn't seen, and yeah, yes, it's incredibly cheesy and it is a bit outdated because when I was watching like the first few episodes, I was like, wow, you can just tell how 90s the show actually is. And yes, it was made in the 90s, but that's beside the point. Um, but yeah, it was just a lot of fun just going back over it, and but I do think my favorite part, like out of the first season, is actually the Green with Eagle saga, because one parts 1 through 5, like Green with Eagle parts 1 through 5, that introduced Tommy to the show. Because Tommy was pretty much my favorite character. Um, like when I was watching back when I was a kid watching it, and but yeah, just seeing it again, like going back to the early stages. Um, yeah, I love it. um, but then as I said, I grew up with the show, so um, that was that, and then I continued on with my Supernatural rewatch. I finished season 2, which I I don't know which season is my favorite because I've only seen up to season 5, like all the way through. Um, but season 2 is actually pretty good. Like had quite a few good episodes. The one off the top of my head is Born Under a Bad Sign. I think that one is probably my favorite episode out of season 2. Because I think yeah, that was the one where Sam woke up and he had no memory of how he got to where he was, and I think a week was missing. Like he didn't know what he'd done during that week. I think that one was my favorite, and um, I did actually also the series final All Hell Breaks Loose. Um, and I thought the Hollywood one episode was actually pretty good. I can't remember the title off the top of my head, but and then what was the other one? I was thinking. I think the one where they introduced Joe to the show. Again, can't remember the title, but I think those are my favorite episodes of season 2. Um, but yeah, I seriously need to catch up on Supernatural because then like nearly the end of the 9th season, and then there's going to be 10th season. Um, hopefully I can spread it out enough so that I can actually catch up on the show because like I've got most of the episodes. Like I've got the um like series 1 through 8, and I have most of series 9 on my actual computer. So when I do get round to it, I can like, catch up on it. But yeah, it's yeah, I just like sort of been getting back in like getting back into supernatural and that. So um, I know it's a long way to go to catch up, but we'll see how it goes. And then because like I've been saying this for years that I'm going to catch up on supernatural, and yeah, it hasn't happened yet. So and then what was it? Oh, I've also been rewatching Star Trek Voyager, um, just because um, I've got an access basically to the show, and yeah, it's Voyager is my personal favorite out of the series. I will admit that it's not the best like production wise. Like I will fully admit that Deep Space Nine is like in terms of acting and stories and that it's amazing. But Voyager was the one that got me into Star Trek, so I'm impartial to Star Trek Voyager, and yeah, just rewatching like all of series 1, which is only 16 episodes. But it's yeah, because I've only ever saw up to episode 8, which was when Tom Paris was found guilty of a crime that he didn't actually commit. Because and yeah, it was basically like he had to, because they found his last scene in his actual like what he witnessed, and that's what found him guilty. And that was the last episode I actually saw. So getting to watch the whole thing, like the first full season, was pretty interesting. Because I think, cause I'm just trying to remember the episodes because it's been I can't remember the titles. Off Stage, that's one of them. I think that one was um probably one of my favorites out of the season. Um, and the one where they find out that there's been um like a kerosene agent who infiltrated them. Actually, I can't remember what that title was, but um yeah, the one because I think it had one of the best quotes of the series because Chakotay basically going um he was working for them like in regards to Tuvok working undercover for Captain Janeway, and then it was like, and she was working for the captain, like he was working for you, she was working for them. Was anyone on that ship working for me? I think that was one of the funniest like quotes of series 1. Like, but yeah, so and the last show that I've watched is Rizzoli and Idol season 2. I've been getting really into that. And I thought season 2 was pretty good. Again, I don't remember episodes because my copy is back up on my shelf. Um, I did actually like the episode where Bill O'Reilly gets done. I don't really care for his political views, but he made the episode interesting. Um, so yeah, because it was like kind of like, oh, you're much nicer in real life. When Mora was basically like, oh, you're so much nicer than like in real life than you are on TV. So but yeah, and there's that one, and there was another episode that I'm just trying to think of the plot. Oh, I think it was like a bank robbery, and Rizzoli's brother got he was linked up with that, and yeah, it's kind of and I had to like find out what was going like because we was working with the FBI and um, yeah, I did like that episode. I think that was one of the 6 3. I think that was in um, and oh, and the high school reunion one, that one I liked as well. So yeah, so I do want to continue on. So I've got season 3. Um, like I hopefully start that next week, but yeah, but I did finish season 2, so slowly making my way through the catalogs of TV shows that I have to watch. But yeah, so that is basically it. It yeah, I'm nearing like 46 minutes here, so I think I better wrap up this video. Um, but yeah, so basically, as I mentioned at the start, if you're still here with me at this point, um, it's yeah, it's I might do say at the end of June, I might do just a month like a review vlog, um, just to talk about what I've watched, and just have that as its own. Because yeah, I can't see myself buying any more actual Blu-rays until probably August if I do go ahead with my trip to Melbourne, depending on finances. Because I already have the ticket because I booked the ticket before I knew officially I was coming to uni, and then I was sort of like, oh, I may not have the funds to go to Melbourne, and then hopefully going to work around it so I can still go and not be $115 out of pocket. So um, yeah, I think I'm that's about it. So I may try and do a couple of other videos, like maybe tags and stuff, just to keep this channel like so I don't go 2 months without making a video. Um, but yeah, just I think it's just with uni and everything, I'm just like oh, I'm gonna make a video, and then I was like, no, I'm not gonna make a video. Um, so and especially like coming up to exams like in the next month. Um, and I've got assignments due and rehearsals and Jesus Christ Superstar, getting into like the real like working and everything, and like that starts next month as well, like starts in June as well. So I've got quite a few things coming up. um, but yeah, so on my so I think I'm just going to stop here. So don't ramble. Um, so yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you got through all 48 minutes of this video, hopefully it wasn't too boring. But yeah, so I'm gonna try and make a couple more videos. Time depending on time, obviously, and things like that. But for now, I think my next video will be at the end of June, but we'll see how I go. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and until my next video, I will see you guys next time. Bye.